Hi, this is Janetta, and it is another beautiful day here in Tanzania. Oh, it is just great being here in Mother Africa. Ooh, yeah. I got something to share with you today, and there's a young lady that's going to help me share it with you. She's done a video, and she's gone places that, hey, I cannot go. But she's expressing her opinion and what she saw, and I want you to see it too. Yeah, so look at it, and then we're going to stop and we're going to talk about some of the points that she's making. Okay? All right, let's talk.
So yeah, this is me contemplating my life prior to gorilla trekking in Uganda. We got to the site where we were briefed, and then we were welcomed with this dance from the Pygmy tribe, also known as the indigenous tribe here in Uganda. They actually used to live in the forest, but the government ended up kicking them out and putting them into communities.
You heard her say that the Patois, who the Europeans named as pygmies because they're small at stature, but they've been living in that forest area for years now. What they did is they actually moved them out of their habitation that they've been living in for thousands of years to make it convenient for tourism. Yes, tourism. So can you imagine being moved out of your home so tourists can come and look at it? Oh, I'm telling you, they raise money all kinds of ways. But not only the excuse was tourism and also conservation. But I'm going to tell you that the most conservation practices that have been practiced are not us in the 21st century. I'm sure that those practices they practice and they were practicing are far better than we can ever imagine. But now we'll have trucks and tractors and people going in because it's made into more of a commercial area. But just think, they have been replaced. Let's listen to the rest of her adventure, okay?
Uganda holds the largest population of gorillas. Almost 50% of the world's gorillas lie here in Uganda. The others are sparse in Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. During this trek, I fell about 20 times, slipped and fell. This is not no regular hike. You're literally in the jungle in the forest. And we trekked about 1 hour, and we were able to spot gorillas after that 1 hour. I was lucky enough to see a silverback, who is usually the leader of the pack. And honestly, after this, I'd rather live with gorillas than human beings. When spotting the silverback, you know there's a family around. And we were lucky enough to see a 2-year-old baby sitting right behind the silverback. I was in awe just to see the gorillas in their natural habitat and just to see how they interact with one another. And y'all, while we were trekking, they saw us, they know that we're there, but they literally didn't pay us any mind. If you don't bother them, you won't be bothered yourself. The guides told us that they do have teenagers and babies in the pack that are very curious and sometimes approach you as the human. But usually in these cases, you're to stay still, do not touch them, do not interact, because the silverback will be coming for you. While we were also in the forest, they did warn us about forest elephants, who are usually aggressive. In addition to that, there are a variety of snakes, but we were lucky enough not to see any of those animals. The trek was a bit strenuous, and most of us did fall a couple times. The trek is usually done once a day, and you're able to stay and watch the gorillas for about 1 hour and then head back. Honestly, I was shit scared before doing this trek, but I came out a champion and got my certificate for gorilla trekking in Uganda, and my Adidas went through it.
Now, you see, the first part of her journey started off with the pygmies, people they call the pygmies. That's part of tourism, and it's just so awful that the culture of people really is being used part of tourism, and the people really don't get that much. They don't have that much control over it. They get some money for it, but not a lot of money. And that trip cost her anywhere from $500 to $1,000. It's very, very expensive. But the players in it, of course, they don't pay the animals, but the players in it don't really get that much money. But to think of the fact that a tradition, a custom, and a people, that they have now been moved out of their natural habitat and put in a place where it's easier to spot them and talk to them and see them. What an adventure it would have been if they left them in their own, where they were and they've been for thousands of years. I haven't talked to any pygmies, but I know what it is to be displaced and just uprooted and told, hey, the government now wants to move you. and they're not going to give you any compensation. They didn't give them any compensation. They don't give them any reason. It's just the government wants to do it. That is the status of Africa. So when you come over and you visit, recognize the fact that people are people and animals are animals. And when we use people to be part of our entertainment or part of our tourist activity, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want that to be done to me. I'm sure that they have a certain amount of pride. I'm sure that they do. Their culture is very important to them. And that's part of our conservation efforts. If everybody like them were not riding in cars, buses, and trucks and trains, we wouldn't have the problem with the atmosphere. So they are part of our survival. So just think about that. And of course, Janetta wouldn't be anywhere where they had a wild elephant. I had never heard about a wild elephant, but I'm going to take that young lady's word for it. They got gorillas. I like what she said. So I hope you enjoyed the journey with her. And I hope you enjoyed going out and seeing the gorillas. But that's not one of the things Jeanette's going to do. But I want you to see it, and I want you to know about it. So, hey, make sure you like this video because it's important. You like it, and also that you subscribe and you share it and you talk about it because this is all part of Africa. She mentioned snakes, but I don't know. Africa got a lot of them, but Costa Rica has a whole bunch of snakes, and so does Kentucky in the United States. So, hey, don't be afraid. Come on over. Now, make sure you say you like it and give me comments. I'd appreciate it. Just a little touch of what is up here in Mama Africa. Ooh, see you soon.